Right now on Hoosier News Source, we have the results of an IU survey that gives the attitudes and experiences of sexual assault near campus.
Plus, the Bloomington community comes together after an alleged hate crime on a Muslim woman. All coming up now.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Hoosier News Source. I'm Laura Puglisi.
And I'm Sierra Hignite.
Indiana University conducted its first ever climate survey on sexual assault and has recently released its findings. IU Bloomington's Community Attitudes and Experiences with Sexual Assault survey asked students in November 2014 their opinions and experiences with sexual assault. About 7,100 students completed at least half of the survey, and in total, 9,600 students completed some part of the survey. Some key findings were that although 67% of undergraduate women said they feel safe on campus, 52% of undergraduate women said they think IU officials should do more to protect students from harm. The full list of findings can be found on stopsexualviolence.iu.edu. Bloomington police have a new surveillance footage from local burglary that leads to possible suspects. Victor Settle Jewelry on South College Avenue reported a burglary Thursday morning at 2:39 a.m. Bloomington police obtained surveillance camera photos of what appears to be an African-American male in black purple clothing holding unidentified objects. Officers found a front window smashed in with a large rock where they believe the suspect gained entry. Jewelry display cases right inside the door were also broken into where several Bulova watches were taken. Anyone with information about this crime is asked to contact the police department at 812-349-3352.
Members of the Bloomington community joined together on Saturday in response to an attack on a Muslim woman. Bloomington Against Islamophobia brought locals to St. Paul Gates on Kirkwood for a rally in support of the Muslim community. Participants marched to the courthouse in unison, holding signs that promoted peace and acceptance. Students, professors, and members of the Muslim community then gave speeches in light of the hate crime. The crowd was encouraged to join in the Pakistani Student Association at Sofer Cafe for further support.
We don't view this as the solution, but we view it as a chance for people to come out and show solidarity with the woman who was attacked, and also as a chance for people to get to know each other, get to know who else is out there in the community who's concerned and wants to find a better way to move forward.
As Halloween weekend approaches, parents have another thing to worry about when it comes to inspecting their children's candy. There have been multiple cases of Halloween candy being tampered with. Items such as needles, blades, and other dangerous items have been found lodged in candy that was then handed out to trick-or-treaters. There have been warnings against drugs being injected into candy. Parents are being urged to closely inspect candy before allowing children to eat it. It is also important not to eat anything that is unpackaged unless it comes from somewhere you are confident is safe.
Bloomberg Business Week recently changed their evaluation criteria, setting the Kelley School of Business back from previously ranked 16th in the nation to 28th. Kelley still continues to be ranked the 9th program at public universities and 3rd out of Big Ten schools. The Bloomberg Business Week's ranking that set this Kelley School of Business back is based on a survey from responses from 13,500 students, 18,540 alumni, and 1,460 corporate recruiters. 13% of overall rankings were based on the alumni response, in which alumni have not been surveyed since 1988. IU's Army ROTC performed their biggest training event of the year. Hoosier News Source's Elizabeth Pace is in studio to tell us about her embedded reporting. Elizabeth?
IU's Army ROTC Battalion participated in their annual field training exercise at Muscatuck Urban Training Center this weekend. The 48-hour training event simulates deployment missions based off of real-world experiences their cadre endured overseas. This year their mission was Iraq. Take a look.
The primary purpose of RFTX is to develop confident and competent leaders who can win in a complex world. I mean, that's... Here we go.
Get down. Ready security to make sure that you're not in enemy fire.
Tell me your situation. Are you still in that first building? Because I got guys in security. We can't get a shot on any of these guys. Over.
As you can see, is the terrain is incredibly complex. So they've never trained in an urban environment. So we've done a little bit of rehearsals on how you go in to enter and clear a room, and then we immediately immerse them into the Super Bowl of entering and clearing a room. routes. They've got rubble buildings, they've got, they got false doors, we've got tunnels, and that is, I mean, that's certainly fun to train in. Time. But it's more designed to make them go, oh, we didn't practice this, how do I adapt?
Okay, so initially, we set up security, I received the order, gave you guys the order.
What they think they're walking into winds up being something completely different. Because what we're trying to develop is their ability to think on their feet, to adapt rapidly, to be decisive in their leadership, be confident and competent, communicate with others.
Assess him, I'm going to call this 911.
Lead, motivate, and inspire in challenging and stressful situations.
We have the resources because it's in Indiana, and we're going to need to be doing this later. There's still a lot of urban operations going on throughout the world, and we're going to be leading very soon. So we need to be able to effectively lead in this as well as effectively lead in the woods.
There's not going to be a right or wrong answer. There's going to be a bad or a less bad answer. You got to accept that there's not going to be a good answer. There's not going to be a right answer. You got to go with the less bad and then continue to adjust. And getting them comfortable with that there's not a right or wrong answer to all these problems. You never have the luxury of operating in the black and white. Everything is always in the gray area. And getting them comfortable with the ambiguity and the uncertainty and the complexity and making decisions in the gray, and then continually adjusting and responding and being resilient when it doesn't go well for them. That's really what we're trying to get at here.
The training exercise ended Saturday night with an entire battalion attack. The seniors leading the exercise will be commissioning as second lieutenants in May 2016.
And so were these cadets students here at IU?
Yeah, they're still students around campus, take all the regular academic classes, and this is their annual event they participate in every year.
Wow, so these are people we all may know.
Yeah, if you recognize them out in their uniform, yep, that's them.
Wow.
So what was it like being in this kind of environment as a reporter?
Definitely not a style I'm used to reporting. Very active. I was right in there with all the cadets, up climbing the buildings, into the room clearings, with the paintball guns right next to them. So it was different for me, protecting my equipment, but also great storytelling skills. That was such a cool environment. So I'm glad I got to go to it.
That's awesome. Well, thanks so much for sharing that with us. Coming up on Hoosier News Source, students participate in a new form of yoga on campus.
And Bloomington's getting a jump start on Halloween trick-or-treating. Stay with us.
On this side. So I need to
and it's an honor to be here.
After suffering a season-ending injury in late March,
as you can see behind me.
Welcome back. A trick-or-treat trail was held at the RCA Community Park in Bloomington this past Saturday. Despite the rain, children dressed up in their Halloween costumes and waited under the park shelter. As each group was called, they entered into a Halloween-themed trail. For more October events in Bloomington, visit bloomington.gov. The 19th annual Jill Bierman Color Run was held over the weekend. This event is not only held in remembrance of Jill, but the university has also made it an event where students can come out and support each other while having fun in a non-competitive race. There were no time clocks or mile markers along the trail. After the run, there was an after party where there was music and more color, along with food and refreshments for the runners. The goal of the event was more than an opportunity to be active and have fun. It was an opportunity for students to support each other and realize the importance of always looking out for their peers.
The IU Psychology Club kicked off a fundraiser Wednesday evening. The club put on Gloga to raise money in support of the Middle White House. Students gathered in Dunn Meadow to support the cause. Glow sticks and food were given to participants before the event started. Psychology Club treasurer Benjamin Missionex said he met yoga instructor Erin Thomas at the Bloomington Farmers Market. After talking to her and going to some of her classes, he decided that yoga would be a great way to get the community of Bloomington involved.
If you're ever looking to get away from classes, hang out with friends, eat some good food, and figure out more about yoga studios in Bloomington, this is definitely the way to go.
The Middle White House is a safe home for women and children seeking protection from domestic violence. This is the first year the Psychology Club has done Gloga. In the past, they have benefited the Middle White House by having bake sales, but they have never had an event this big. At the end of the night, the IU Psychology Club raised $350. All proceeds will be donated to the Middle White House.
Well, that's all we have for you this week on Hoosier News Source. Be sure to tune in to IUS TV's live stream broadcast of the IU Dance Marathon this Halloween weekend, starting at 6 p.m. on Friday afternoon.
But for now, you can visit our website for more campus and local news at iustv.com. And you can follow us on social media, like our Facebook page, IUSTV News, and follow us on Twitter at Hoosier NW Source.
From all of us here at IUS TV, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.